Good morning. So my son Luke had a birthday this summer and he asked for a variety of things for his birthday, but one of the things he asked for was a weighted blanket. Now, I don't know if you have ever seen or experienced a weighted blanket, but I found one in Target and the weighted blanket is 15 pounds. Now, I picked it up off the shelf and I have to tell you, it was pretty heavy. But once I got it home, we gave it to Luke. He was so excited and we unwrapped it, but the weight is designed to be spread out across the full blanket. And so when you lay down and this blanket covers you, this 15 pounds of blanket is equally distributed across the blanket, and it actually feels amazingly comforting, and it offers a sense of security and just relaxation and peace and comfort. And it's just intriguing how these weighted blankets work. I'm going to connect that to our scripture here, but I want us to think back about what Pastor Hale shared yesterday. He talked about some of those details of the Ark of the Covenant and its location in the temple and the Holy of Holies. We know from scripture that as the Israelites traveled through the wilderness, they would experience God's presence as a cloud, a pillar of cloud that would help them to feel secure that God's presence was with them. We know from today's scripture that the lectionary keeps us in 1 Kings chapter 8 for actually a couple of days this week. In the passage today, these verses tell us that after the priests would go into the Holy of Holies once a year, they would leave and the presence of God would descend upon them and cover them as a cloud, so thick and so much presence that they couldn't even accomplish their regular everyday tasks that they needed to do, because that cover of God was just so present for them. God's presence just covered that space. God's presence was so real for them in that moment. And I love that experience. And it made me think about this weighted blanket of Luke's, and how that weighted blanket just covers and provides that sense of security. Sometimes God's presence offers that same sense of comfort and security for us. God reveals himself uniquely and differently to us at different times in our lives and different seasons, from day to day even. Sometimes we feel as if God is just that presence that's walking with us, and sometimes we feel that God's presence just envelops us and gives us a sense of security and comfort and sort of that hug that we need to experience. So however it is that you need to experience God's presence today, I hope that you will feel his presence right there with you. Have a great day.